Yo, Big C in the house. You know the name. Fin Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squash the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Fin Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Fin Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. Defense smash, call it Aqua Tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way.
What up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast, brought to you by Game Changers. I am your host, Big C. What up? Good morning. Victory Monday. Here we are. 3 of our last 4. Right? 3 of our last 4. Yeah. Miami Dolphins were victorious yesterday against the Washington Commanders in Spain. You know, that early game, it completely threw me off. It threw me off because by the time the game was over at noon, I felt like it was 5 o'clock. I felt like my internal clock was like telling me it's dinner time. Yet it was early afternoon. A lot of discuss in this football game. You know, the Miami Dolphins are sitting 4-3. They're going into the bye week, and we have some winnable games coming up. I don't feel like the Miami Dolphins performed as great as they could have in this game. I think they let Marcus Mariota run around looking like he was a Steve Young clone. But I guess the important thing is that we got the win. But the way we got it, we're gonna discuss it. We're gonna discuss it because it's kind of crazy to me. It's kind of crazy. Something that I've never seen before in all the years of watching football. I've never seen what happened yesterday happen. Never before in all the games I've ever watched have I seen what I seen yesterday in that game. My microphone's messed up. I did plug in my new. I did. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. That's, 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Hello, hello, hello. That's, 1 second.
Hello, hello, hello. Got it. If I bought a new camera, right? So when I was switching over the settings, it's it's recording me through the camera instead of my microphone. So that was the problem. My fault, guys. Yeah, I'm electronic illiterate, bro. Like when I tell you I don't know shit about shit, I don't know shit about shit. So thanks for telling me. I apologize about that. Let's start over. Let's start over. Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I am your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Victory Monday is upon us yet again. The Miami Dolphins defeating the Washington Commanders yesterday, 16-13. Yesterday, I seen something happen that I've never seen before in a football game. Never, 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 never. In all the years I've watched football, I watched somebody do something that I've never seen before in a football game. And maybe you have. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed the game. But, you know, yesterday was a first for me, and I was absolutely mind blown by it. Absolutely mind blown by it. Aqua, good morning. Michael, good morning. Miller, good morning. Daniel, good morning. Sean, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. See Hopeful, good morning. Bonnie, good morning. I mean, Jack Jones made a great play at the end of the game. I think it was more of a bad pass by Marcus Mariota, but I mean, you can't say one play won the football game. Devon Achane had another 100-yard performance. He has been absolutely phenomenal. But let's talk about the Dolphins win 16-13. This game, a lot of ups and downs. I thought at a certain point in this football game that we were going to lose. I felt like we were going to blow it. I thought we were going to, we weren't taking advantage of opportunities. Again, Jalen, Aqua, I'm getting there, brother. I'm getting there. Trust that. I'm getting there. For all of you that say that Jalen Waddle is a number one receiver, crucial drops in crucial moments. Two big drops by Jalen Waddle when we needed him the most. Two big drops. The play calling by Mike McDaniel, like he was trying to give the football game away yesterday. But we escape. We start the game kicking a field goal. They come back, kick a field goal, 3-3. We add another field goal. They add another field goal. Then they come out in the second half and they go down. They score a touchdown. This is where I felt like the momentum had turned. I felt like we were gonna. I thought we were really going to collapse at that moment because this team hasn't shown that they can be tough enough and resilient enough to come back when getting punched in the mouth. But they did. The fact that Washington went down and got that touchdown was kind of BS. One of the worst pass interference calls I've ever seen. One of the worst field goal kicks or one of the worst pass interferences I've ever seen. Right? But let's get down to the meat and potatoes. The Miami Dolphins had 2 missed field goals by Washington. Right? 2 missed field goals by Washington, or they would have been up. But the Miami Dolphins driving down the field, Achan, he's making the Washington Commanders use their timeouts at the end of the game. Unfortunately, Achan gets hurt. The clock stops. 1:45 left in this football game. It's 4th down. Tie ball game. 1:45 left in the ball game. It's tied. 4th down. We're at the 1-yard line. Never in all the years of watching football have I seen a team be able to take the lead in the last 2 minutes of a football game and ignore it. They had the opportunity to kick the field goal, put them up with 1:45 left. Commanders no timeouts, and they didn't take advantage of that opportunity. I have never seen that before. Never have I seen a coach bypass taking the lead in the final 2 minutes of the game for no reason. That was the most asinine call I have ever seen. I got to question whether Mike McDaniel wants to continue to be here. Like, is he trying to get himself fired? Is he trying to get himself fired? Because that, I can't listen. If I was live streaming that, I would have probably been YouTube canceled. Because I lost my shit. I absolutely lost my shit. I exploded when he didn't kick that field goal. That was the dumbest play call I may have ever seen. With less than 2 minutes left, you run up the middle with your 190-pound halfback. You don't even give it to Ali Gordon, you run the same play you've been running that wasn't successful the first few times. I couldn't believe it. I was stuck and I was so mad. And then his reasoning, well, if you kick the ball off, they only got to go 30, 40 yards to get a field goal. So what? They got to only go 30, 40 yards to tie the football game. Now they were in a position to go down the field, kick a field goal, and win the game. That was absolutely 100% the wrong call. That was a horrible call. That call, if the Miami Dolphins lost that football game, Mike McDaniel deserved to be fired on the spot. Mike McDaniel needed to be fired on the spot if the Miami Dolphins lost that, because that would have been strictly on him. Strictly on him. Let's take a look at this box score real quick. Where's she be? Regardless, the Miami Dolphins come away with the victory. We live to fight another day. Listen, our playoffs have already started. If the Miami Dolphins want to make the playoffs, which I don't believe that they're gonna, they need to win out. So their playoffs have already started. Dolphins win 16-13. Commanders fall to 3-8. Dolphins move to 4-7. Again, it was a tie game, 6-6 at half. Commanders come out in the third quarter, score that touchdown. Miami adds a touchdown in the fourth, and then we move to overtime, and Miami ends up getting a field goal after a Jack Jones interception. First play from scrimmage for the Commanders. Marcus Mariota trying to get the ball to Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz, I love Zach Ertz, one of the best tight ends in all the league, even though he's up there in age. He tried to get the ball to him. Jack Jones undercut it. Great play by Jack Jones. And the Miami Dolphins were able to wrap it up after that. Tua Tagovailoa was 14 of 20, 171 yards, no touchdowns, but did not turn the ball over. Devon Achane, 21 carries, 120 yards. Again, he's been the Miami Dolphins' best player this year, one of the better players in the NFL. If you don't want to put him up there with the best running backs in the NFL, you got to at least say he's one of the best weapons in the NFL. Ollie Gordon, nice game, 9 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown. Would have liked to see him get more carries inside the 5-yard line. He is our big body running back. He had already had a touchdown. Why not give him some more opportunities? Jalen Wright, only 1 carry, 4 yards. Jalen Waddle, complete disappointment yesterday. 3 catches, 52 yards. HN added 5 catches, 45 yards. Malik Washington, 3 catches, 42 yards. Greg Dulich, 2 catches, 18 yards. And Hill had 1 catch for 14. Marcus Mariota had a very nice game until that interception, 20 of 30, 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Chris Rodriguez had a decent game against us, 15 carries, 79 yards, 5.3 yards a tote. We kept Marcus Mariota locked down for the most part. Wasn't letting him run. Then he had that huge run in the second half. 4 carries, 49 yards for Marcus Mariota. Washington's other running back, Merritt, he didn't really do anything. 9 carries, 28 yards. Deebo Samuel, 7 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown. And then Zach Ertz, 4 catches, 42 yards. They were the Washington Commanders' 2 big weapons. And then total yards, Washington had 379. The Dolphins 311. Passing yards, Washington 207. The Dolphins 142. Rushing yards, 172 for Washington, 169 for the Dolphins. Yards per play, 5.9 for Washington, 5.8 for the Dolphins. Pretty even. 22 first downs for Washington, 19 for the Dolphins. Third down efficiency, 6 of 13 for Washington. Considerably better than Dolphins 3 and 9. Washington was 1 of 2 on fourth downs. Dolphins 0 and 2. Total plays, Washington 64, Dolphins 54. Sacks allowed, Washington only allowed 1 sack. Miami gave up 3. The Dolphins punted twice to Washington's once. Penalties, Dolphins had 4 penalties, 39 yards. Washington had 6 for 31. But that pass interference call, that was the worst pass interference call I've ever seen. Legit, ever seen. Not only was the ball uncatchable, there just was no merit for it. There was no merit for the interference call. Washington lost a fumble and an interception, a fumble on a punt return, and then Marcus Mariota's interception to Jack Jones. Time possession, pretty even, 32-36 to 29-51. And the Miami Dolphins live to fight another day. They keep themselves alive. Listen, folks, don't sell yourself. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. The Miami Dolphins aren't built for a playoff run. Winning these games, they feel nice as a fan. It's always nice to win football games. It always makes you feel good on Sunday. But for real life, this is hurting the Miami Dolphins. It's hurting the Miami Dolphins. Big C, 5 quarterbacks went down yesterday. Who were the 5? I mean, Razul Douglas is the better player. Jack Jones is the younger player. So you have to make a choice, right? Razul Douglas has been by far the better player this year. Jack Jones is a talented player. He makes a lot of mistakes, a lot. But he is younger. He's got potential. Listen, Miller, I don't think you can put us in the same breath as those Giants teams. Those Giants teams had top 10 defenses. Their offenses struggled, but they still had Eli Manning, who was pretty clutch in the playoffs. We're not on that level. Because we're falling down that draft board, Glenn. Come on, you know. I mean, you got to listen. I'm not telling you how the fan. If you wanna believe this team can make it to the playoffs, then anything's possible. Sure, you know I don't want to hate on you. I don't want to rain on your parade. I don't want to rain on your parade whatsoever. With the draft, the NFL draft, Glenn. What do you mean? Every game we win, we move farther and farther down the draft. I mean, we were so very close to losing this game. I just, you know, again, Tampa Bay is a very good team. I don't, can we beat Tampa? Sure. I guess, we can. Glenn, what do you mean? What are we drafted? Love, Rodgers, Gabriel, Herbert, Penix. That's tough. Again, with the upsets, Jacksonville beating the crap out of the Chargers like that, crazy, absolutely crazy. The Panthers coming back and beating the Falcons. I mean, the Bengals game doesn't necessarily determine where we finish if we lose to the Steelers and we lose to the Bengals, and we got New England. I don't really think your position in the draft means that much unless there was an absolute standout number one quarterback. See, I disagree. I think there's a certain amount of top level talent in the NFL draft. Yeah, can some of them be busts? They can. But the elite players sit in that top 10. Those elite players sit in the top 10. If you were to get Membu instead of Jonas Savaya, this offensive line would be considerably better. Well, if you're worried about falling down the draft, then I'm looking for talent to fill this team. I'm looking for talented players. I'm not limiting myself to one position. Best player available. Talent is the key. Young talent, young great players is the key. I don't have to have a draft target. It doesn't have to be a corner. It doesn't have to be a quarterback. Now, I'm not sitting there trying to get the 5th best quarterback with the 10th pick, neither. We all know that quarterbacks come off the board very fast. Miller, I mean, this league shows that you can't sit there and start counting wins. Aqua, I thought Shador had some nice passes yesterday. I think he had some nice runs. Yeah, Bonnie, I mean, you can't say that the players don't fall off the farther you go down the draft, Bonnie. What's up, Blake? Again, winning's great. Winning's great. But realistically, this team is not going to the playoffs. Like, we got to keep it real. Like, we barely beat the Commanders yesterday. Mike McDaniel wants to continue to make stupid coaching choices. We've been very inconsistent, and I know it feels good that, hey, we beat Buffalo. We beat Atlanta a couple weeks ago. I mean, if you could guarantee that we were going to go to the playoffs, then fine. I'd take it. I'd take it. I just feel like we're going to win these games, still miss the playoffs, and we're costing ourselves draft capital. We don't have a completed enough team. We don't have a number one receiver. Tyreek's out. Like, we're in a tough spot. I'm not saying you need a number one pick. I'm not saying that. I mean, teams do get lucky. People do get lucky. Listen, there's a lot of things that can happen, and we have no idea who's gonna be at the top of this draft class. All I know is that if we continue to have Mike McDaniel, we continue to have Tua Tagovailoa, these guys winning football games is only going to keep them here longer. And now I have said that I believe we should just hang on to these guys until next year, but that's under the assumption that we can go and still have a successful draft. Greer was holding team back. I mean, I don't know if he was holding he was holding us back as far as building a team, but I don't know if he was holding us back as far as how our team was playing on the field. He absolutely held us back as far as building this team and not signing corners this year, not addressing the offensive line like he should, letting Calais Campbell walk out the door. Nick Westbrook-Akine was a waste of a signing. Was an absolute waste of a signing. I wish we would have brought in Keenan Allen. I think 2027 is your best chance to. I think 2027 is your best chance to build a winner that can compete year in and year out. You know what I mean? I think if you keep Mike McDaniel this year, you keep Tua, you just draft best player available. You just draft positions in need, but best player available. 2027 comes along, you can fire Mike McDaniel. You can move on from Tua. You can bring in a head coach that you want. He can choose his quarterback, and we still got a shit ton of cap space, plus a roster filled with young, talented players. Graham McDaniel made their mistakes when they decided to stop building through draft and buying players. Well, they struggled to draft correctly, Glenn. I mean, Chris Greer wasn't the greatest drafter. I believe Lamar Jackson's a free agent in 2028. Yeah, I think we missed that boat, Raphael. If we were going to sign Lamar Jackson to a free agent contract, it should have been 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, we are 2-0, but I think that has little to do with Greer. Well, yeah, Glenn, I'd keep Weaver on as defensive coordinator next year. I mean, I think next year's team could still have success. You know, I think Kenneth Grant and Jordan Phillips are showing a lot. Jordan Phillips and Kenneth Grant are looking a million times better than what they did at the beginning of the year. Dante Trader's looking better. Week after week, Dante Trader's looking better. You know, hopefully Daniels ain't hurt all next year. Shoot, I would love if Tyreek makes it back. I would love to bring Tyreek back on a cheap contract. That was the right call, Aqua. Choosing the kick at the beginning of overtime is the right call. It's the right call to defer in overtime. Before, back in the day, you take the ball because, you know, first score of the wins, game over. But I think you defer in overtime. Well, it is, Bonnie. It is. I mean, Chris Greer probably sitting there like, "Damn, y'all want to win games now." You know what I mean? Yeah, Jonah's looking better too. All these guys that wanted to say, "Oh, these guys are bust. These guys are bust." No, absolutely not. These guys are going to be just fine. Jonah's going to be fine. Kenneth Grant's going to be a great player for us. Jordan Phillips is going to be a great player for us. No, it's not. If the team scores a touchdown, you still get an opportunity to score. The reason you defer in overtime is because, let's say you take the ball, you're driving down the field, you know, you get in field goal range, it becomes 4th and 5. You're probably going to kick the field goal. You know what I mean? Now as the other team, you know what you need. Now you know you have to go for it on 4th down because that team scored 3 points. You know that they scored. There's no longer, there's no longer the option to punt. You know you need to put points on the board. I like Dulich. I don't think he's our number 1 tight end. I don't think he should be your number 1 tight end, but I think he's a good number 2 tight end. Nah, if they score it doesn't matter. If they score a touchdown, you get an opportunity to score a touchdown. Miami Dolphins schedule. So we're going into the bye week. Hopefully, Austin Jackson should be back. He was back practicing. Hopefully, he's going to be back. Well, only the real survive. Deferring also, you can get better field position too. You know what I mean? You get him the punt. You know what I mean? So we go into the bye. Hopefully Austin Jackson gets back. I don't know when James Daniels is supposed to be back. Yeah. And then we got the Saints. Very winnable game. Very winnable game. Then we have the Jets. Another winnable game. There's no reason that the Dolphins aren't sitting at 6-7. In the way that the AFC is going right now, that puts you right in the thick of things. That puts you right in the thick of things. Yeah, you got the teams like Denver, the Colts, and the Patriots right now that are the top level teams. They've almost put themselves above everybody else. And then what do you got? Buffalo. And then you got Buffalo, right? And then everybody else is right within striking distance. There's been so much inconsistent play that, you don't know who's going to win it on a week-to-week basis. Top teams lose to bottom teams on a weekly basis. We can win the next 2 games, though, but what's the point? Well, I mean, people want to talk about playoffs, obviously. It's exciting to talk about playoffs. Glenn says right now about 5 teams fighting for one playoff spot. Yeah, yesterday they were showing the graphic. If playoffs started today, the Chiefs would be out. The Ravens would have been out before the win. I don't know if they'd still be out. I was going to go to the Jets game, but I don't think TD messes with me no more for whatever reason. I messaged him. He didn't have me saved in his phone no more. And I messaged him a few more times. No reply back. No nothing. So I don't think TD messes with me for no more for whatever reason. Yeah, Michael Wilson, he's talented. The kid's talented. Marcos, yeah, what up? Great win yesterday. Y'all had a good win too, right? Y'all had a good win. Coming back from a bunch down to beat Atlanta. Jacksonville has the last playoff spot. Jacksonville will flunder, though. They got the king of consistency in Trevor Lawrence. 16 points on a weak Commanders team. Yeah, missing a lot of people, right? Missing a lot of guys. That's what I said. But if people want to be excited and talk playoffs, I get it. 10-7 will get you in the playoffs. I believe that. I think 10-7 will get you in the playoffs. Yeah, Glenn, he took me out his phone, though. Like, I was in his phone. I messaged him. He said, "Who's this?" I said, Oh. You used to call me all the time to do the round table and stuff. And I told him who it was and stuff. And he just straight, I don't know. You cannot talk playoffs without having a winning record. Well, I mean, technically that should be true, right? Technically that should be true. But if people want to be excited, and I can't blame them. You know what I mean? Listen, we were sitting at a spot that was very, very bad. We've won what, 3 out of 4 now? That's exciting. And I'm not going to hold it against people for talking about playoffs. Is it a long shot? Yeah, it's a long shot. But people deserve to have some hope. People deserve to feel some type of joy and let their minds wander the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? this this fan base deserves it. So I'm not going to get on anybody or criticize them for talking playoffs. It is what it is. It is what it is. Well, again, I mean, people continue to send, I don't want to talk bad about nobody, but you do right by somebody, you show them loyalty, you show them good faith, you know what I mean? And people continue to send their money to someone that, like when we talked about getting the house down in Miami together and stuff, and certain people said I got to be paid to do that. I'm not like that. I'm not that type of person. I can drop the link if you got something to say. If you got something to say, I can drop the link. Just make sure the background noise is limited. Make sure you're in a quiet place. There she be. If you got something to say about this win yesterday, about the Miami Dolphins' future, what's your future plan? What you think the best course of action is for this football team? Do we got a shot at the playoffs? Lions only 9 points. Lions been very inconsistent. So why you want me to drop the link? Again, link is in the comments if you got anything to say about yesterday's victory, about our chances at a playoff, making the playoffs, what we should do at coach, what we should do at quarterback for next year. I mean, I don't want to say that, Bonnie, but you know what I mean? Like, I mean, as long as it's not going to mess up the podcast, like you can come on, brother. And if it's too much, well, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I made no money off my channel. None. Except a few donations that people have been nice enough to give me. I still got to pay for all my stuff. You know what I mean? Like, for these guys to sit there and act like they're broke and they can only do shows that they get paid for is crazy to me. I get up here and do a show every day. I had to buy a webcam. I had to buy decorations. I had to buy a desk. I had to buy a computer. I had to pay for StreamYard every week. You know what I mean? I've paid hundreds of dollars to these guys to come on my channel for the viewing experience of you guys. And I don't get super chats like that. I don't get all that. No, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys coming and watching. That's why I just want you guys to hit the like button, comment, Only the real survive. What's up, brother?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? That's too loud for you?
Nah, you're all right.
Oh, okay. That's all I was saying. My background noise was a little too much. But, I mean, I'm along the sentiments with you a little bit about all of this. I mean, it. That 16 points on the weak Commanders team, that says it all right there. Like, this connection with Tua and Waddle and ACHANCE and supposedly be all these other receivers. We were supposed to put up at least, 28 points at the most or at the least.
Yeah.
I mean, and then with Commanders being really depleted of all their star power and the players that can hurt you the most, like that was supposed to be an easy win for us, but it's challenging when you have players that don't take over a game. You know what I'm saying? Now anybody can throw anybody in that category. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like I don't see how we get playoff hopes off of that win.
I mean, people look at the Buffalo game. I mean, we can play better. Let's not get it messed up. You know, we showed what we could do against Buffalo. Atlanta's very inconsistent, but I mean, I think Atlanta's a good team for the most part. You know, yeah, we had a bad performance yesterday, not the greatest performance. Uh, some missed opportunities for sure, but I mean, people want to get excited. People want something to cheer for. So I mean, I can't. You know, I think in the deep down in the back of their minds, they know that the playoffs are a long shot and they probably shouldn't be talking about it. But I mean, you don't want to. There's a lot of time to talk about the draft. There's a lot of time to talk about the offseason. And that's not really what fans want to do in the middle of their season. You know what I mean?
I mean, I follow that, but I'm just the type of guy. If it's time to rip the band-aid off, rip it off. Don't ease it off. You're gonna have the same pain regardless, whether it's instant or slow pain. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, I get that.
that game yesterday to me just if we really look at it and want to take an extra deep dive into it, it just really shows how this offense and Mike McDaniel and his team is really moving off of Tua. Because if you look at all the key moments, yeah, the ball was in his hands, but it wasn't really in his hands. We was putting the ball in A-Chain hands in key moments more than anything.
Yeah, what I want to get your. What did you think about the going forward on fourth and goal with less than 2 minutes left?
In the
Because
fourth quarter.
I've never seen that.
I mean, but
I've never seen a coach give up taking the lead in the last 2 minutes of the game to go for it on fourth down.
well, the way that you got to look at the way the game was going. I mean, it was a very so-called defensive game. Although both offenses struggled. But it was very it was like a defensive game. So in that sentiment, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, since the defense is winning for the day on both sides, let me go for it and let my defense come out and get me a quick three and out. As which 2 minutes, we still going to get the ball back. If your defense can do a quick three and out, you're still going to get the ball back, and you have potentially another chance to end the game off of that note. That's why I say I really wasn't mad at the play call because if you had the players to execute what he was thinking, then it wouldn't have, it would have came out. It would have played out that way. So I'm really not mad at it. It's just the execution that is a downfall in my opinion.
See, I completely disagree. 2 minutes left. You take that lead. You kick the ball off. You trust your defense. They've only scored 13 points. They gotta go all the way down and get you a touchdown to beat you. They got to go all the way down and get a touchdown to beat you. A field goal will tie it at the very least. If they tie it, okay, you move on. You go to overtime like we did.
Yeah.
By
Well,
kicking that,
go ahead.
by not kicking the field goal, we gave them the ball. They were able to drive down, get into field goal range, and if it wasn't for a missed field goal, we would have been sent packing.
You are correct on that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but in the same sentiments of what I was saying was we're in. He was in the. I'm thinking he was in the mind frame of this is a defensive struggle game right now,
That's why
and
you take the points.
well, I mean, either like I was saying, either way it go, if your defense come out and do the three and out, you get the ball back with more than a minute left. So just imagine if you do like if they wasn't able to drive down the field, we would have got the ball back with at least a minute and 30 seconds left.
I mean,
If
they
if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for that penalty that you're talking about, that would have almost been the end of the drive, right? It would have came up to third or fourth down. And if it would have came up to that, then everything would have played out the exact same way. Like I'm saying, sometimes with the play calling, we got to look at execution. Execution is a major telling if it was a good play call or if it was a bad play call.
I mean, we were. It almost was disaster. Like they got down in the field goal range and just
Fact.
missed the field goal.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
exact,
it was
the
almost
exact,
disastrous, right?
the
But
exact reason why you don't do that.
But just imagine if they would have converted on the fourth down when he put belief in the team to execute the play. Like that's what we're really missing right there. That whole sentiment, that's what we're missing. The fact
Yeah,
that
but
Mike McDaniel believed in Tua and that offense to get that first down off of execution, and they didn't show up. Like that's what it's really all about.
I mean, I don't think it was. I don't think it was necessarily Tua didn't show up on that play. That was a play. That was a poor play call. You're
I'm
running
not.
eight.
But see,
What
but
are you doing?
see, when you make a play call like that, Big C, you are relying on your players to step up and execute. You know what I'm saying? Like it. Just imagine if we would have got that first down.
It still doesn't end the game though. It's not like
It doesn't. It doesn't. But it gives you more time to run down the clock and score.
I, I mean, I just can't get on board. Last
No,
few minutes of the
I mean, I'm just explaining it from
no, I get
the
it. I get
what if standpoint. You know that's just. I mean, but it's more than one ways to skin a cat. You know what I'm saying? I'm always for the sentiment of that. It's more than one ways to skin a cat. So, you know, it's just like, but like I was saying from the jump though, this team, the Commanders, they was weak. They was a weak Commanders team. Their star power was out on offense and defense, and we still failed to put up more than 24 points.
I mean, I, I, I definitely get it. We need to be better off. Weapons do we really have, though? You know what I mean? Like, Achan is our offense. I mean, you sprinkle in Waddle, but again, Waddle showed yesterday why I don't consider him a true number one. When we needed him the most, he's out there dropping passes. I mean,
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
Malik Washington is pretty. Malik Washington's pretty much invisible. Nick
Yeah.
Westbrook and Keeney, he is invisible. You know what I mean? Like,
But that just goes back
Julich is
to all. Yeah, that just goes back to all this the off season when we was doing all this signing and everybody was thinking we was getting good pieces that was putting around Tua when initially like getting these subpar players like this isn't gonna do nothing but just equal sub partners on your team because the Westbrook Ikeenan signing we was looking for him to fill a big role on this team when he wasn't cutting it in other places. And part of that is Chris Griffo.
yeah, I blame a lot of it on Chris Greer. What's up, Glenn?
You're right. Here's what you do. When you get the ball first, you score points. When there's less than 2 minutes, you score points. You take the points. No ifs and buts about. Don't even try to do it. Always. I didn't mind him going for it on fourth and goal in the middle of the game. Okay, you there, but you don't not take it because a pass interference, personal foul, something like that. Easy things that happens can cost you the game. And if it wasn't for Redskins, if it wasn't for Commanders missing 2 field goals, we lose.
I mean, but that just comes back to the sentiment of that this offense is not executing the way they're supposed to execute. Like, why is we taking execution out of the whole equation? We're just worried
There
about
is
the
not
play
one
call and
team.
not looking at the
Wait,
execution.
hold up now. There's not one team in this NFL that executes on every series. Not one.
I'm not saying it got to be on every series, But when you relying on the play call to beat 100 on every series, you basically doing this. You basically saying the same thing about execution. Am I right or wrong though?
You cannot
Right.
execution
So you
is
can't.
not.
So you can't rely on play calling every down. If you relying on play calling every down, then that means
No.
every play call should score a touchdown. Right or wrong?
Yep. Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
right. Uh,
It should at least get
right.
you. It should at least get you to the back end of the thing if you do play call. Now, where I
Right,
thought he
Glenn.
did
So
wrong.
Glenn, what I'm saying is, Glenn, even though you got a play call coming in, you still rely on your players to execute it so it can run correctly. Without
But
execution, there is no such thing as a good play call.
but let's look at it this way. On the offensive line, how many rookies do we have, or first time starters?
I mean, last I
Three
checked
out of
was like
five.
one or two.
3 out of 5.
Oh, three out of
Well,
five.
I think it's 3 out of 5. That's where they're first starting. You can, and don't get me wrong, the offensive line has gotten better every. They're getting better and better and better. Which in rookies, that's what you look at. Like I even look at the left tackle. He's a rookie, really. Yeah, he got to play a
Jonah.
few games last year. Not Jonah, but
Oh,
um Paul. Paul.
Patrick Paul.
He's
Patrick
kind of a
Paul.
rookie. Yeah, he's kind of a rookie still. Now
I
he's
mean,
doing
I would
real
agree.
good.
I would agree with that. I would agree. I would agree. His first full season.
Yeah. So the offensive line don't have a lot of mistakes, and it's going to do it. I think some of it. The problem I have with this team is some of the play calling, some of the risks they take that they don't have to. Like I hate when it's third down and 3, and you're throwing a 15-yard out when you could throw a 3 yard pass and get the first down. I hate that.
I mean,
Throw on the 15.
but traditionally on that 15-yard out, that's supposed to be a gimme play with the right
Yeah, on
talent.
first and second down. On first and second
But
down, yeah.
but listen to what I'm saying, Glenn. Listen to what I'm saying though. Either way it go, whether it's third and three, second and five, if you're doing a 15-yard out with the right talent, that's a gimme play.
But we don't have the right talent. We don't have the right talent.
Exactly. It's going back
That's
to execution.
But
hey,
that's why you
that
take.
is
That's why you take the
coaching. That
points,
is on
though.
coaching. Because you
Now,
cannot
now
depend
I
on
will agree with you on that, Big C. I won't disagree with you on that.
that's coaching right there. Because he has to implement the other receivers. It's like there's only 3 players on that play when we have offense.
But how you gonna
Or
how you gonna blame a head coach for the point guard not getting the ball to the shooting guard but getting it to the small forward instead? Because initially that's what you're saying, Glenn.
yes, but still, you have to get involved, Washington and all the other receivers, or
Yes,
you
you
just
do. But
wouldn't.
as a head coach, you could be telling your quarterback to spread the ball
Yes,
around. But if
yes.
Tua want to keep going to his primary guy because that's his first read and that's what the play call say is, then again it will come back to the head coach on benching that man. But eventually, it comes to that quarterback not spreading the ball around like he's supposed to. That's execution.
Well,
We got so
We
many.
know Tua only likes to go the people he's comfortable with. You know what I mean? Like,
Right?
he,
Yeah. Like he need to build a real rapport with his receivers. That's what that's telling you. That these players are not taking the time to put in that extra work and what it costs to be great. They're sitting here, they're going off of practice reps, and that's it. They're not doing no other reps outside of practice reps. That's the
And
only
I
way you're going to get comfortable with your other receivers. Execution. That's what it comes back to. Execution.
and I almost guarantee you 70% of the passes are going to Waddle in practice.
If not A chain.
Yeah, H8 or Waddle. That's about the two places it's going.
That's
And
why. That's what I was saying. Go ahead.
I, I have seen him going towards Dulich or whatever his name is, the tight end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they need to go more to him.
But then again, the tight end is always right there. Like I just don't understand why our point guard quarterback has not been utilizing him because if you are a quarterback and you are of to a stature and with his limitations, your tight end is supposed to be your best friend because besides the running back, that's the next guy that is closest to you. So
Yeah.
I mean, again, I hear what everybody's saying about the head coach position, which they're not wrong. But if we're gonna blame the head coach, we got to look at the execution too, because not every play that the head coach called is shit, full of crap. We
No,
got to
no,
look
no,
at
no,
the
no, no.
execution.
No, no, you're right. But execution still comes down to preparation.
I won't disagree. I won't disagree with you.
And
I will
preparation
agree
comes
with that.
down to and preparation comes down to coaching.
To an extent, because if the coach can only give you your homework, it's up to you to do your homework. Therefore, preparing
Now,
yourself.
now don't get me wrong. You're right. You're right about the team itself. And I don't understand how you could how you can run block better than you pass block.
Because run blocking is causing for you to go out and be aggressive. It's causing for you to be the aggressor. So
That's right.
naturally, so
And it's
naturally, when you
harder.
being the aggressor, you are putting yourself in position to win.
See, when I was playing offense, I always thought pass blocking was easier than run blocking. Always. But that might just be me. Run blocking because you had to get to a certain point at a certain time, had to get around the guy, had to do it. You had to get in a position. Pass blocking, I'm allowing that guy to come to me, and then I could take the blow, and that's some of it is if you can't take that initial blow off a pass block, yeah, you're going backwards.
And that's what it is, then, Glenn. Like a lot of
Yeah,
guys that we have on that front line are glass guys. They can't take the hit first.
yeah.
So with guys like that, you gotta initiate the hit to scare the other people. Like some of this stuff comes down to fighting, common sense with fighting.
Yeah, it just I just think I ain't worried about our rushing our offensive line so much as I used to at the beginning of the season because it's getting better.
Yeah,
Okay.
the run game has came along a lot. It has,
Yes.
it has, it
Yes.
has.
And the pass blocking is even and that's with Borough man, what you call it. Even they're getting a little when I say a little better, I mean just a little bit. Don't try to put them like they're all that great now. But they have been coming along, and now we get Austin Jackson. And what I understand is Daniels will be coming back in a couple of weeks. Should be back like for the
Yeah,
maybe
that's
for the
gonna
Jets game.
that's gonna throw us off a little bit because them getting back into it, getting back in the swing of things, they're gonna have to develop a little communication with everything and get up to speed. But like I mean, I hate to keep saying this and keep bringing it back to this guy, but Tua is the main problem. Like
So,
with the way we was running the ball yesterday, a lot of those play action lanes should have been open for really deep deep calls downfield. Like we really, if we had the talent or the skill set for our players to take advantage of our run game the way it was getting off yesterday, then Tua could have easily had 200 to 300 yards with maybe a good
I don't know.
2 3 touchdowns.
With how good the running game was, Tua should have had 250 yards at the minimum.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
At
Like,
least.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's so evident, yo. Like I say, man, I hate to keep bringing Tua name up in this because I know it's a team aspect, but when your running game is working the well it is as well as it's working, then you gotta hit on those that you get. Like, I know he went 5 for 5. Both of Marcus Mariota and Tua went 5 for 5 within the first 2 quarters or something like that. But that wasn't really like deep passes. You know what I'm saying? It's really explaining what I'm saying, that the lot of the field was open like that because of the run game. And for Tua to only end up with what,
Was
maybe
it really?
150 yards?
Was it really windy yesterday? Was it really windy yesterday, or
I mean, it was in
was
Spain,
it a windy
so I don't know. It could have been.
Because I don't know. Because I'm just wondering why they never took a deep shot like they've been doing.
They
Well, they
did.
did.
They took the deep shot. It was about picked off.
Yeah, he threw it to double coverage. The Waddle.
But when you look at Tua and his deep throws, you can see that he's putting everything he got into them throws. So a lot of times they're gonna be off the mark a lot.
Hey, I really don't care about deep throws. You just have to take them just to make sure that the safeties don't come up on play close to the line. You have to make them think that you don't might throw deep, so they ain't playing close to the line every single time.
But when you just chucking it up, just to be chucking it up, you hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
When I say
in double coverage like that, yeah, that's terrible. If it's one on one, a pass interference can happen. Anything can happen, but that he's throwing it into double coverage, and that's a recipe for disaster.
now, like the week before at Buffalo, everybody said he threw. No, he didn't. He threw. The first pass was single coverage, and it's just the safety made a good break. And Tua didn't really look the safety off to make him stay in the center, so he was heading over there already. But that was single coverage at the beginning, and it was the right play to do. It's just that he never looked the safety off, so the safety made a beeline straight over there. So
Man,
they were in a single high.
yeah,
They were in a
that
single high, and he never looked them off.
yeah, that Buffalo win, in my opinion, I scratched that because that was just Buffalo coming out flat, in my opinion.
See,
They just came out flat.
I don't think Buffalo played that bad.
Yeah, they just lack energy. They just lack energy and intensity, in my opinion.
No, that's Buffalo not playing at home. When they play at home, they're a different team than when they play on the road.
I
Because
mean,
right now, Josh Allen's giving you 2 turnovers a game, pretty much.
yeah, but didn't they come back? Didn't they win last week? I mean, yesterday.
Yeah,
Josh
they
Allen
won
was trying to
yesterday
throw like 6 touchdowns.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
home.
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but it comes back for the intensity though. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he get up. He didn't get up to play us, yo. Like, people can say what they want to say, but I just don't think. I think Josh Allen came in and was like, "Ah, shit, it's two in the Dolphins," and approached the whole week like that. Therefore,
I
leading
you
to
can
Sunday.
I don't want
see
to take
you
credit
say
away
that, but
from the
that's
Dolphins.
divisional
You know what I mean?
games.
I mean,
That's divisional games.
but just look at what happened last week when we came up against a team that matched our energy even a little bit. We had trouble,
I mean,
and they star players was out.
you have
Like,
to think when New England beat us in Miami, they almost threw a Super Bowl party. That's how big it was.
but you describing my intensity. You describing the intensity and the energy that I'm talking about. They came with that intensity and energy. In a division game, that's all that's going to matter. Your energy and your intensity. Can you get up to play this team that you're going to see twice a year? And the second time you play a team, that's what it's about. Can your energy meet their energy?
Well, if I'm Miami, I would never want another job. I would never want a Buffalo game that's not at 1 o'clock in Miami. I don't know what it is, but Buffalo just can't play in the warm, and they cry.
Yeah,
All right,
They cry about it. Oh, it's coaching. But
all right, guys.
that's the
Thanks for
thing.
coming on. I appreciate y'all.
Yep.
yep.
Hey, but you are right there. Hey, I'm going to the. I just wanted. I really just got on call, here to tell you,
You're going to
and
the
I will be
roundtable
there.
thing?
And I was hoping to see you there. See, Big C.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't want to go if he got an issue with me.
I don't think TD has the issue with you. I just think he's doing his own thing because he ain't been texting me back either. So I just stopped worrying about it.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
get to see you, man. That ain't. We can make something without that. We don't need
Yeah,
no
well-
TD.
Maybe I'll try to figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I ain't never
Yeah.
really reached out to TD like that, but he just don't seem like the kind of guy that'll leave somebody hanging that he dealt with. I mean, it just seemed like to me if he got some other stuff going on, it's probably because some
Yeah,
other
that's
stuff
what I
going
think.
on.
I mean, I feel like he had me in his phone. He knew my phone number. He used to call me to go on roundtable. So for me to message him and then be like, "Who's this?" You know what I mean? And then I tell him who it is.
Yeah.
And then I tell him who it is, and he doesn't say, "Oh, what's up?" You know what I mean?
And left you on red type deal.
Oh,
Yeah, and I messaged him a few times, like,
okay.
"Yo," I was like, "Is there a like?" After he didn't message me back, I was like, "Is there a problem?" Like, what? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Knowing TD, it could be, but he don't want to speak on it because he don't want no problems going on.
I mean, last time I seen him was at the Bills Dolphins game, and everything was good. I sat right next to him, and it was me, him, and JD.
Yeah, well, you know the way people be wanting to
Okay.
spread lies about people, but I don't think TD the type that'll believe somebody about somebody. But you never know these days.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Hey, thanks for having me on, and I'll talk to you later.
All
Right,
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 thanks,
Big
guys.
C. Thanks for having me up here
Appreciate
too.
y'all.
Yep.
Peace. All right, yeah. We're going into the bye week. We'll break down some more about maybe the Dolphins making a playoff push. Anthony, I will get you tomorrow. Anytime you guys got something to say or you want to talk about this football team, the door is open. I take pride in giving you guys a voice too. You know what I mean? I made this channel so I could voice my opinion, but I also want to hear from you guys. You know what I mean? I also want you guys to be able to voice yours. Not everybody has the time to make their own YouTube channel or wants to go through the trouble of it, but still want their voice heard. Again, I do this because I enjoy it. I enjoy your guys' company. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Help me build. Again, I don't make the money that these other guys do. You know what I mean? I'm not monetized. Actually, I got decline monetization. So I don't know if I'll ever make $1 off this channel yet. I still show up here most days and I still talk Dolphins football. I still put the time and energy in it. I still spend money on the equipment that's necessary, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap. And it hurts my pockets. It takes away from my family. You know what I mean? It takes away from my family. It's rough. And I even support these guys too. I buy tickets to the roundtable events, $500. You know what I mean? I send them super chats, and I don't have the opportunity to get that in return. You know what I mean? And it hurts. It hurts. It does take away from my family. I'm not rich. You know what I mean? I try to give giveaways on here. I've given $500-$700 away. That wasn't easy for me to do. You know what I mean? It wasn't easy for me to give $500 away. It wasn't easy for me to give autographed jerseys away that I paid my hard-earned money for. That could have been spent on my children, but I try to, not that my children are hurting, you know what I mean? Not in any means I wouldn't take away from my children, but you know, this camera I just got, hopefully the view's clear for people. How is the view? Does it look better than it normally does? Because this is a new $400 camera. But I wanted to give you guys the best experience possible. I wanted to give you guys the best viewing possible. So I hope the view's better than what it normally looks. But I appreciate you all. Again, I do have a Cash App if ever you guys do want to donate. By all means, I'm not begging, I'm not asking, you don't have to. But there is a Cash App if you ever want to help out the channel. I do have major changes coming here shortly. Hopefully a whole new cosmetic look to this channel to give it a more sleek and sexy vibe. I'm bringing sexy back. But yeah, again, I'm probably going to do a giveaway for this merino jersey right here, autograph. It's got the certificate of authenticity. I'm probably going to do that because that's not going to be in the rear view no more. But yeah, again, I appreciate you. All praise to you guys. You guys are the reason that I get up and I do this and I put the time and effort into it. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel. You know what it is. Fins up. Peace.
Yo. Big C in the house. You know the name. Fin Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami heat blazing. We scorching the floor. You know the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squad's the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Fin Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Fin Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. Defense smash, call it Aqua Tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.